Hello again. This is Iyad from Canonical. I've tricked James and Sam into letting me release another special mini review episode. These mini reviews take a short look at a new or interesting novel that doesn't fit into one of our series. Don't worry, our regular episodes will continue as normal on Fridays. Today's mini review is for Jonathan Franzen's latest novel, Crossroads, released last October. Franzen first came to the wider public consciousness with 2001's The Corrections, which critics saw as a move away from the postmodern experimentation of his first two novels towards literary realism. Crossroads continues that move towards realism in its telling of the family saga of the Hildebrandt family in 1970s America. Crossroads is the first novel in a trilogy Franzen has proposed called A Key to All Mythologies, which his publisher says will tackle the political, religious, and intellectual crosscurrents that have animated and troubled American life in recent decades. The novel is told in chapters from each member of the family's point of view. Each family member is facing a personal crisis, and the novel traces how they confront them. At the center of each crisis, we can find the concern with what it means to be or become a good person. The novel starts with middle aged pastor Russ Hildebrandt, who feels upstaged in his role as the leader of the church youth group, when a younger pastor is more enthusiastically accepted by the teenagers in the group. At the same time, problems in their marriage are prompting his wife Marion to think about her own spiritual journey, considering how her marriage to Russ has drawn her away from her own way of understanding her life and her relationship with God. Meanwhile, their children, Clem, Becky, and Perry, are dealing with the moral implications of the war in Vietnam, their sexual awakenings, and curiosity about drugs. It's for good reason that this novel has been so critically acclaimed, with Franzen even being called the most important novelist of his time. This is a serious novel, and as you read it, you are constantly aware that Franzen is making a great effort to explore each situation thoroughly. That Franzen approaches these themes in a detailed but unadorned prose style shows me that he is less concerned with the artifice of the novel itself and more with the novel's ability to communicate a specific message about American life to its reader. This detail feels unfocused at the beginning of the novel as he establishes each character and the context for their personal crises. But the slowness of the beginning is necessary for the layering of tensions as Franzen builds towards a powerful climax with tremendous psychological depth and insight. That climax occurs approximately 80% of the way through the novel's 590 pages, after which the intensity of the novel slackens. The ending seems meant to set up the next part of the Hildebrandt saga in the next book, and it feels clear to me that Franzen would like his reader to evaluate and consider the narrative structure across the trilogy as a whole. It really does seem that he would like you to see the Hildebrandt family as a metonym for America at large, but this can only really be successful insofar as your experience of America is likewise white and Midwestern. Each character is shaped by their experiences as they navigate their lives along the road to goodness. But the distinctions between them aren't wide enough for them to be more than five types of vanilla. I don't mean this as a criticism of Crossroads, but only to show the limits in the scope of its depiction of American life. I think the greater significance of Franzen's project will likely only be borne out by the completion of his proposed trilogy. In this novel, he may not intend to show us the breadth of the American experience, but through his deliberate and detailed focus, he gives these lives the dignity they deserve. And on that note, I'll pause my discussion of Jonathan Franzen's Crossroads, an ambitious, important novel. If you have any ideas about what will come next in this trilogy, I would love to hear from you. You can find us on social media as Canonical Pod. But that's it for the moment. Till next time, happy reading. We'll talk to you soon.